Hi there. Today we're here with Ansel. Ansel, say your last name.
Cromwell.
Cromwell. And Ansel is our agent superstar that we'll talk to. So tell us, how long have you been a realtor?
I have been a realtor since 2002.
Oh,
October
wow.
2002.
Wow, even longer than I have. I'm
Yeah.
2005. Okay. And what inspired you to do this line of work?
More it was just I was in school for accounting and I got started to get bored with that, and I actually took a Russ Whitney, like one of those weekend investor classes, and he was big into developing Cape Coral at the time. The market down there was super hot, and so I don't know. We left that. It was if you paid for one, you got a free one. So I took a buddy along. You know, our idea was to become the investor kings of the world. And at 19, that was a little bit difficult to get a mortgage. Most of our money went towards beer.
Yep.
So, after that, I realized that, okay, maybe I'll get into the industry.
Wow.
And then that's where it took off.
And what's your favorite part in the business about being a realtor?
Honestly, I'm a helper. So for me, it's all about, I find the person I'm going to be working with, and my goal is to get them to the end and everybody's happy. So.
Wow. Do you have so you've been in the business for a long time. Do you
Yeah.
have a story? It doesn't matter what it is that you could share with people?
Yeah. Tons of stories, which means nothing more than tons of lessons learned. I'll go back to one. This was up in New Hampshire when one of my agents had started to do all the bank owns. And so, small brokerage, I would go along with them. And when you have a bank owned, sometimes they send you a letter and they literally tell you to break into the house because it's foreclosed. They may not have keys. They say, find a way in, we'll fix it later.
Because they own it now.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we had neglected at that time to think a little bit into that. So we show up at this house, and kind of like in the backwoods in a waterfront type neighborhood around a lake. And, we're in there just grabbing some photos and stuff. And the next thing you know, there's a cop that pulls in. He puts his sirens on, gets out. He undoes his buckle on his gun, has his gun out, pointing to the ground. So, we're kind of at the door, hands up. And apparently one of the neighbors had seen us, sliding into one of the windows. And so big lesson learned, if you're going to break into a house, even if it's legally, just, give the cop a call.
Oh my God, I never even thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was scary at the moment, and then we all kind of got a good chuckle. But yeah, that was one of the scarier moments.
Were you like, when he's pointing the gun, were you like hands up in the air?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, because at that point it's like, oh, we just broke into a house.
Right.
Of course,
we have the letter.
Yeah.
Did you have the letter with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's a great story. That's a great story.
Right.
So for people who do not know who Ansel is, tell us who Ansel is.
I am a father of 3, husband of 1. And, I don't know. I'm just a fun guy. I like to, spend a lot of time with my family. Currently right now with my daughter, we have a goal of hitting 50 of the playgrounds in the area, like on bike rides. When we moved here, we realized like every neighborhood has its own playground.
Right.
So we're going around to every single one, and as it gets developed, we can drive a little bit further. So, and then we get there and I get a couple pictures of her on each
Well, I don't
one,
see
so.
this on social media. That would be a great
Yeah,
photo. 50 playgrounds in
Right.
30 days or 60 days or something. Yeah, you definitely have to do that. That would be a great attraction for people who want to get to know neighborhood playgrounds.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So name one thing that you love about working here at Corporate Connect.
There's a lot, but the biggest thing I think for me is that, I don't know, since day one, it's like I'm family. So, I come here and I can talk to you. I don't feel, never once, literally from the minute I walked in, it never felt awkward. It didn't feel like it was like an outsider. So, to me, that's big.
And you having come from your broker,
Yep.
there's a difference license, sales associate versus broker. So you're a broker and you've done this, been there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a compliment. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I believe that people are attracted to people of the same, personality. So I'm sure there'll be people on this video that's watching Ansel. So tell everyone, how can anyone reach you?
You can reach me from my New Hampshire cell, but I've had it since 1996.
All right.
Yeah, it was a brick. Actually, my dad got it for free. He won it. And then he handed it to me as a freshman in high school and said, but now you got to pay for it.
Oh,
This is like $35.
you kept the
but
same number.
I
That's
did,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
So it's 603-661-9921. And
And
I
how
mean,
about social?
yep, social on Facebook as Agent Ansel. You can find me there, and then you can find me everywhere else from there.
That's great. Do you have a website?
I use my page here.
Okay, good. So you have a website.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Ansel.
Yeah.